Everybody, welcome to the Climb Together podcast. This is episode number 7? Question mark? I believe so, but we're gonna go with it. It's episode 7 of the Climb Together podcast, and I am joined today by my co-host. You guys see every time, Exception the rapper. Exception, say
Oh
hi.
yeah. What's
Oh
up?
yeah, what's up? Let's go. Love to hear it. So we got a couple topics to talk about today. This, I can't believe it's already been 7 episodes. I say this every time, but we are almost 2 months into this. Is that crazy?
Yeah. I mean, uh, if we're looking at the official date, it would be when the January 19th podcast is. That would be 2 months.
Yeah, we're getting there. Oh, yeah, that would be the 2 months because November 17th was the first one.
Yep.
So I don't know, man. I'm hyped about it. I'm hyped about it.
I'm
Yeah.
hyped about what we got cooked up to.
Yeah, bro. We
I'm ready.
got some great things coming for 2022 for all y'all. We're gonna do a little bit of a since it is our last podcast of the year. We could talk a little bit about 2021 and
Yeah, like the whole year.
yeah, where we've come from, like a little rewind. Exception, would you like to start first since you started streaming this year?
Yeah, my year's been wild. I mean, it went from this time last year, I was literally just playing Cold War every day, not streaming, just chilling. And I wasn't really watching anybody streaming and stuff like that. And then a couple weeks into the year, I stumbled on I saw because I've been following Midnight for years. I saw her tweet a clip of Taylor. She went on a 10 streak in this free for all tourney. And I was like, "Oh my god, she's pretty good." And then I followed her on Twitch and we started that was the start of everything. And then, you know, as the story ends up going, it's couple months into me following Taylor, she raids you while you're playing Outbreak. That was a good time. Uh, and then that was just the big kickstart for me to start streaming was that whole thing. Uh, and now I've been streaming for 6 months.
Hell yeah, boy.
It's been
Hell
fantastic.
yeah, Deception. um, that's pretty cool, bro. I like the fact that we met this year. It's kind of weird because know, um, like we're already so close as people. So when I think about it, it's crazy that we've only known each other for not even a year.
Yeah, it's been 9 months.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. I don't know about you, but where I was last year versus where I am now is totally different.
Mhm.
I mean, because last year I wasn't streaming. I didn't have fiber. I was just sitting playing COD every day. I wanted to do stuff with it, but I couldn't. And then 2021 happened, and now I'm able to.
Yeah, dude, 2021 was a wild year for me, bro. You know, fiber is key to pure happiness. Aaron, what's up, man?
That is true.
Welcome in. Just ask your toilet. What?
That is true.
Oh.
Fiber
Oh
is
yeah.
key.
True.
That is a
True.
fact.
True. Okay, I
mean,
get it now. I get it
when I
now.
first played with fiber, I felt like all my guns had stopping power. I was just melting everybody.
I don't know. My internet sucks. We all know that. But yeah, my 2021 was pretty wild. You know, I think I rang in the New Year streaming. Pretty sure.
You should do that
Because
again.
I think I'm going to a party this year, so.
Now you actually have non-gamer things to do.
I know, that's one of the things that happened this year. I actually got a life. But yeah, so 2021, I rang in streaming, or I was playing with a bunch of streamers. I don't remember if I was exactly streaming or not, but that's not the point. And I think this year was really my year of fully giving myself to streaming. Got a life and a girlfriend. Yeah, pretty much. That's literally what happened in 2021 for me. No,
That's a pretty good year.
No, but like I finished out like school in general. Like I graduated high school this past year, was press spring, and that was a big W. That day will be there forever. The one of the happiest days of my life. Not only did I graduate high school on June 23rd, but I also met my girlfriend, my now girlfriend, that day. So it's a
Yeah.
win-win type situation. You know what I mean? That day was a big W for me. But no, like I worked all summer. Like I really found that there's other things to life than going to college. Shh, don't tell my mom. No, but like I really had like one of the best summers of my life. Yo, I don't know what that was, but thank you to anyone that, but whatever that was. I think there was like a, what was that? That I think it might have been host or something. I don't know. More chapters that had blossomed a lot. Yeah. That type of stuff. Eagles host. Thanks for the host, Eagles. I appreciate that. I mean, your own person. Exactly. That's what I did. That's actually what I did this summer. Is I became my own person. I, I became an adult. Essentially, like I worked full time. I was working like 40 hours a week. I went from working 15 hours a week, maybe, to working 40, and it kicked my butt. I'm not gonna lie, it kicked my butt. Like I was mentally and physically exhausted,
You
and
got in shape though.
I did get in shape though. I was looking pretty good. Um, but no, and then the fall happened, and well, August happened. And that's I went to a concert, and
Yeah, I joined Raw in August. That was
yeah, you
fun.
did. Let's go. Um, I kind of found where I wanted to go in life. I finally got back to streaming because I had to take a break over the summer because of how much I was working. I just couldn't do it. I'm back to streaming and content creating on YouTube and stuff like that, and it just feels good. And I'm glad that I've like kind of refound that motivation that I had after the summer that I had, and I celebrated my 2 years in Raw this year. This past Thanksgiving, 27th of
Yeah.
November is my Raw Nation anniversary date. Um, so yeah, it was pretty good, pretty good. And other things happened, but we don't want to talk about those because we don't want to get sad out here. But
You've been
uh,
killing it outside of that.
yeah, like I think this year was a pretty good year for Tone, and I'm excited to see what 2022 has in store for me. You know, I'm excited for it. I really am. After like the years I've had, and like it's been a lot. You know what I mean? But this year was like, life punches you in the face sometimes, but afterwards gives you a hug, and I'm getting my hug right now. So
That's a good analogy.
yeah, I said that a few. think I said that like a month or two ago on stream, talking about my girlfriend. Well, when do I don't talk about my girlfriend? But no, like it really is like this year was like my hug from the world, and I hope that hug is a pretty long one, not like the one that you gave your creepy old uncle like at Christmas, but the one you give your mom after a long day. You know what I mean? Good morning, Kaz.
Uh, it's weird because like I just thought about it when I talked about me joining Raw. I it's funny that I started following you on March 3rd and the official announcement of me joining Raw was on August 3rd. Now what else is gonna happen on the third day of a month?
True. That is true.
If only we would have started this podcast on November 3rd.
That would have been a lot of threes, Miro. That would have been
That would
a
have been
lot of
even better.
threes.
We could have done that too because that was a Wednesday, but
Yeah, it's okay.
we were we were just starting the thoughts of the podcast around that time.
Yeah, I mean, that's when we started thinking about the podcast, and I don't know. I'm glad we did it when we did because it gave us time to like um
Well, because you talked about
develop.
podcasts like months ago
Yeah, I've been wanting to do a
on
podcast for
stream.
over a year. Like I've been wanting to do a
Yeah,
podcast for a long time. Yo,
you
Bengal,
like
what's
I
up, man?
heard you talking about it for so long, but I remember like when we thought about it, like I was like, I told you I really wanted to do a podcast. And you're like, yeah, I really want to do a podcast, and I was like, why don't we just do it together?
Yeah, literally. And then it all happened on stream too. So, um, You know, if you guys ever want to like get a leak from this pot like for like something like podcast wise or something that I'm gonna do, just watch my stream consistently. Like I leak everything all the time.
Yeah, we kind of had like half of a conversation of what we were going to talk about today last night.
Pretty much, pretty much. We also have a question too, I think, on the YouTube video. So we're gonna do a question section at the end of this podcast. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you go to our Go Live tweets on Twitter. And comment down below on them, or go to the previous episode of said podcast, the Climb Together, the one we talked about Boston CDL, HCS Rayleigh event, and Hover. You can go to that one. That was the episode 6. You leave a comment there. We'll answer your question at the end of this episode. And if you're watching this at a later time on YouTube, or eventually when I get this on Spotify or other listening platforms, yeah, go to our Twitter, like go leave a comment somewhere on one of our Go Live tweets or something, and we'll get to it. We'll note it down. We'll answer your questions. You can also ask them live when we open up the question section at the end here on the stream. So yeah. My dog's barking. Hopefully you guys can hear that.
I mean, speaking of Boston, I mean, they don't have like a confirmed roster, but they've been scrimming with the same 4 guys this whole time.
So I think it might be those. Wait, you want to list them for us, Deception?
Right now it's Methods, TJ, Nero, and Capsidal. Those are the 4 guys that have been scrimming. They've been scrimming together basically since the Boston thing got revealed, and they've actually not been doing half bad. I think they've only lost like a couple scrims.
That's pretty good. I mean, honestly, like I'm excited to see like a new team. I'm always excited to see a new team come into the CDL, but
I mean, I could see them maybe doing something. They just got to be good on land. That's the thing.
yeah, I mean, a lot of teams like their online to LAN performance doesn't really transfer over. So as long as theirs does, I mean, a lot of the things like I think only the majors are gonna be LAN? Question mark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The all of the like matches that lead up to the major and determine like the seeding and who gets into the major, that's gonna be online. But
yeah, just because of
there's gonna be
the
4 land majors plus the
panorama.
kickoff. So
Yeah, it's all because of the panorama.
the panorama.
Yeah, you've never heard that? You remember that? People would call everything the pandemic everything but a pandemic. They call it panorama, pancreas,
Oh yeah, I remember because like
pterodactyl.
YouTube hated it.
Yeah.
YouTube tried to censor us all.
Literally. Um no, but shit, oh my god, I lost my train of thought. Hold please. Okay. But yeah, so like I mean the LAN, I want to go to a LAN event this year. I don't know about y'all, but I want to go to a LAN event. I don't care where it is, what it is. I want to go to one, and I want to go to like
New York hosting one.
I believe so. So I might have to make the trip to the city because I'm not that far from it.
It's Minnesota, Dallas.
I have to look at this.
It's Minnesota, Dallas. I can't remember the other 2. I'm like 90% sure New York is hosting one.
Probably. I mean, that would make sense. You know what I mean? Just because it's such a big city, like it makes sense. Oh, schedule. Yes, please have an updated schedule, please. No, they do not. Sick.
I'm looking.
I
am looking.
No traveling for you. Yeah, I don't know. I want to go to one, but at the same time, like, I'm gonna have to do it safely, and like, I want to get like tested and stuff like that beforehand. Because I really do want to go. I've been wanting to go to one for like almost 3 years now. I've wanted to go to an event. But yeah, the Kickoff Classic is January 21st through 23rd at the Esports Stadium, Arlington, Texas. So
it's gonna be a fun event.
Yeah. I personally want to go to one.
I would love to go to one.
Yeah, me too. That's the only thing that they're holding tickets for right now is that one. But Chicago until their talents took their talents to Texas. Yeah. Can we talk about that real quick? The amount of like, so we thought that by this time in the CDL, like there'd be like 16 teams at least. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But now we just got 12 and we got excited about it. You know what I mean? Like that's, It's
Yeah,
something,
it's like
yeah.
we came pretty close to not having
We came pretty close
even
to
a
having it
12th
not
team,
even a full, like, 12.
and they haven't even been revealed yet. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like basically confirmed that they're gonna be playing together.
What's
But
what is it? Boston Breach, isn't that what it's called? No.
that's the assumed name. It hasn't been confirmed.
I'm gonna pull it up on Twitter real quick. So there is a
But
Twitter profile.
they have a Twitter account and they have an Instagram, they have a TikTok.
Yeah, they already have like
And
4,000 followers on
well, the thing is it's either the actual Boston Breach
or a meme
and
account.
they have a pretty good social media team, or somebody's doing a very elaborate hoax.
Yeah. So they keep posting these like little video clips saying like
Oh,
be
dude, when
ready.
they posted the Christmas one, that was funny.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like I mean, let's look at who's following it, right? So you've got, CDL Intel following, Fate Simp's following it, you know what I mean? Nameless is following it, Miles is following it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these like bigger names are following it, so it's like, you know what I mean? Like Scrim Intel, a lot of the pros are following this one. A lot of like the Call of Duty League coverage things are following. A lot of different like, Call of Duty players that like follow COD, right? So it's a possibility. I mean, I mean, the fact that you've got usually the pros know what's going on. Sometimes, not all
Oh
the
yeah,
time.
the pros know what's going on even if they don't talk about it.
Yeah. So everyone's usually in the loop. So you got a lot of pros following this account. So that could mean something. That could mean something. I think the Boston Breach is ahead of us, ladies and gentlemen. But and then how the CD structure, still wonky in a sense. Yeah, I mean the CDL does need to work out some kinks. Will they? I don't know. If they don't soon, it'll be the death of them. Literally, like, obviously this is all speculation, but I'm pretty sure this is what it is gonna be. Man. Sorry, big yawn. I slept on the couch last night, so should have kept it under MLG facts, but it is what it is, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know. MLG really knows how to run events. I'm just gonna put that out there. Like they really did a good job running these events, and they were really hype. Like if you look at like the MLG events, there's like so many freaking teams and these like like in these group plays, and then you've got like it was just a lot more. You know what I mean? It was a lot more Call of Duty. And now they like stretch out a match over like 3 hours, and it's just like, okay, I'm gonna fall asleep in between. We're watching three teams, like 3 different matches from freaking 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and I'm gonna fall asleep. Like it's the retention rate of like that long is a lot harder than a retention rate of like 6 hours, which it could be with
That's
like three
true.
teams. So you know what I mean? Like they are kind of kicking themselves by stretching these as long as they possibly can. Like what the true viewership on YouTube COD between Twitch COD. Yeah. Oh, let's look that up. Maybe we can find like some.
Oh, I can feel that like I can just feel that the if COD went to Twitch, or at least if COD didn't have exclusivity so they could stream anyway, they would get so much more viewers. I mean, cause you look at like I saw this stat cause Tactical Rab talked about it. COD Champs last year had a peak viewership of like 240K, I think. And like just the Halo Raleigh event had a peak viewership of 260K.
Yeah, it's just like when people go to Twitch, they're looking to watch a live stream. You know what I mean? And they're
That's what I've always said. Like, you go
yeah,
to Twitch for streams, you go to YouTube for videos. If people could start posting videos on Twitch, I don't know how many people would watch them. And like, people do streams on YouTube, and unless they have like an extremely big following, the people usually don't watch them too much.
yeah. I mean, look, there's like a Reddit subreddit about it. Yeah, so when when the Optic Boys went against FaZe for their 7K GB tourney, right? There was about
Yep.
57,000 viewers between all of them. All the Optic Boys when they went against FaZe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, and like I feel like the CDL itself, that's what they get viewership wise when they do an event. And that was for attorney, you know what I mean, on Twitch. So like if they went to Twitch, they would easily get the 50, they would easily like break the numbers that they usually get and go like above and beyond with the new ones, you know what I mean? So
I'm just a firm believer that Twitch is better.
yeah. I mean, it is in gaming sense, like a gaming, like for streaming right now. Just as far as like discovery, like we talked about it last time, I think. Was it last time or was it 2 times ago?
I
We've
think we
talked about
talked
it on the
about it.
podcast. I
We
know that for
talked
sure.
about it before
I think it
Mr. Burner came in
was
and talked about Trovo.
the 5th episode of the podcast. We talked about the future of esports, right? Um, we talked about Twitch and the difference between the Twitch and the YouTube like algorithm of discoverability, right? And when it comes to like live streams, you don't there's no algorithm, it feels like, to discoverability. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Yeah.
getting like I was getting live streams for like music and some gaming, but like not the games that I play. First off, like I watch
Most
a lot
the
of Call of
big
Duty
live
videos.
streams I get on YouTube are not from like streamers. They're from like game reveals and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not a very good discover. Like if you're a big streamer on Twitch and you have a good following, then yeah, making the switch to YouTube would be, you know, probably good because I think they don't take as much from like memberships and stuff like that. But and there's like, you know, donations live on stream. But like if you're small, I think Twitch might be your best bet. I feel like I said better discoverability. Like the more like there's people that will just come into my stream and be like, hey, like I was just like looking for a new streamer to watch and I came across yours, you know what I mean? Like that's you're gonna get more out of that than you are, you know, in on YouTube. Unless like you know, have like at least 10 average. At least. Like and I'm saying that
Honestly, like
generously.
honestly, I don't know if I would even think about going to YouTube unless I got partnered on Twitch.
But if you got partnered on Twitch, like I think the only way I'd go to YouTube is if one
Well,
they
the thing
handed me
is,
a
like,
deal.
if you get partnered, you would have a Twitch deal, and you'd be growing a lot.
Yeah.
So then it would bring the potential that YouTube could come to you and be like, hey, like, we'll offer you more if you come over here.
Yeah. But no, I think the only way that I would go over from Twitch to YouTube at this point in time, if I blew up on YouTube, right? And my Twitch wasn't blowing
Yeah.
up. Like my YouTube got way bigger than my Twitch, right? Which personally
The
I
thing about
don't see
that though is you
happening.
got to watch out for the algorithm, because then it's like, if you post, like, if you upload and stream on the same channel, it might ruin your
Yeah.
uploads.
But so, you know, that's just a thought. But like I feel like that would be like the only way. Or and like I got like a deal, but I don't think that'll ever happen. So um you know what I mean? Like or unless their discoverability gets better. Like those are like the 3 ways that I would ever switch to YouTube.
Yeah, honestly,
Over
like, even if I blew up on YouTube, I could still see myself being like, uploading videos to YouTube, but still being like, yeah, I'm streaming on Twitch. So if you want to see me live, come over there.
yeah, it's like a I don't know, I feel like it's a better discovery. It's a better way to get discovered is when you're on multiple different platforms, you know what I mean? Because you have more eyes on you, right? Like
Well, and Twitch's discoverability is like really good.
it's all about
In
algorithm on
most
you.
cases, it's really good.
Understand it, manipulate it, you'll find a groove. Yeah, exactly. I mean like that's a once you figure out the YouTube algorithm, then like you can really like, you know, use
Well,
it.
it's like the algorithm breaking video that Chrism posted, where it was like a 20-second video, but he sped it up to uh 2 times speed. So
Yeah.
it like it made YouTube think that he was getting like 250% watch time.
But in
So they
actuality,
pushed it to literally everybody.
yeah.
And that video, like, he has like 20K subs, but that video has like 500K views.
Yeah. Honestly, see YouTube as more of a personal, creative advertisement of yourself. Yeah. Honestly, like I feel like YouTube's kind of better for short form content. And like I wholeheartedly mean that. Like, if you don't know what
Yep.
short form content is, so there's short form content and then there's long form content, right? There's like the two. Um, streaming like this, where you stream for like multiple hours, or that's long form content. But like short form content is like anything like under like 10 or less. You know what I mean? Um, like TikTok short form content. YouTube is Twitter, Instagram, right? Like those are short form content sites like Trovo and Twitch are
There's
like,
some long form content that works on YouTube.
yeah, it just like depends, like documentaries and stuff like that on like certain
Yeah, like
things.
when we were talking about that last night, like I watched some people that won't upload for 2, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, but they come back and they upload a video and they've been working on it the whole time, and it's like insane.
Yeah. It's like if you have a great following on YouTube, they can always be the key to getting you partnership on Twitch. True. That you are right. You are
Yeah,
right, Aaron. Like that's pretty right there. I
yeah,
mean,
your YouTube channel starts gaining traction and they'll come over,
yeah, it's one of those things.
see
It's
what's up
like
on Twitch.
it's a funnel system, really. Um, like you have to like pick one that you want to funnel everyone. It's like you have the bigger your, so you know how funnel works, right? There's a big little like opening on the bottom, and there's a little small opening on the, like, oh, there's a big opening on the top and a small opening on the bottom, right? So that big opening, right, is all the medias of social that you're on.
All the medias of social, got it.
Yeah, so like, you know social medias. I was trying to say it in a fancier way, but it just wasn't happening. So like, Instagram, Twitch, not Twitch, but Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Trovo, not Trovo, Hover, and whatever other social media you're on, Reddit, you know what I mean? Those are all funnel ones. And even like YouTube is kind of like either one, you know what I mean? But yeah, like
You could go as far as to say like you could funnel YouTube into Twitch and stuff like that.
yeah, like it's like, or you can funnel Twitch into YouTube. It's like whatever one you want to funnel to, as long as you focus on that, you'll funnel. You know what I mean? And all of
Honestly, I
them will
would really
trickle
like to funnel
down.
YouTube to Twitch, to be honest.
I mean, not all of them, obviously not all of your followers on every platform will transfer over,
Yeah.
but, that's why there's a small hole in the bottom. It's because, the amount of people that, go from that one to that one trickles down. But eventually people will go from your Instagram and be like, oh, Tonage streams on Twitch. Let me go watch her Twitch. So people will go watch your Twitch. You're on TikTok. Be like, yo, like this is like a clip from stream. People want to see things. People want to see things live. Like they want to be there when it happens. When it comes to that, like, right? Like,
Yeah, and that's the whole thing about like if something crazy happens on stream and then you put it in YouTube, like you gotta make sure that you're like, if you want to see something like this happen in real time, then go watch the stream.
yeah, like that's why like I use well, one thing is like I'm really bad at like recording off stream. Like I really don't have a lot of time. Um so I like to double dip my content, right? Like I'll do something on stream, edit it, make it into a video and post it on YouTube, or
And see,
do it.
that's fine in a lot of cases. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously you should also you should also think about making content that is just for YouTube, but like if you stream a lot, like a good example of that is like how Noah J does it. Because like he will play a custom zombies map on stream, but then just take the portion of the VOD where he played that map and put it on YouTube, and
Mhm.
it just gets a bunch of views.
Yeah, it's called double dipping your content. Literally, it's, I don't know if that's the exact term, but yeah. And you're right, Kaz. Like in 2022, I feel like YouTube will take a huge step forward as far as streaming goes. Like they are making strides as making their streaming platform a little bit better, but like at the same time, like it really isn't at the caliber of Twitch. Twitch has been around for a long time as a streaming platform, so it's going to take YouTube a little bit to actually get there with gaming. I mean, they're
I
seeing
really hope
success with it.
YouTube grows though.
They're seeing success with it, but that's mainly because they're giving a bunch of money to big streamers. That Twitch can't.
Yeah, like Tim's over there, Doc's
Yeah,
over there.
yeah, like a lot of the
Doc's
bigger
over there mainly
streamers.
because he got banned from Twitch.
Well, yeah, but
Guarantee you,
that's
if Doc could go back to Twitch, he'd come over.
probably.
But
But no, it's like, but at the same time, like YouTube taking all these bigger streamers away from Twitch, like there's still people that watch Twitch on a daily basis. So instead of watching Tim the Tatman, they'll watch Deception, the rapper. You know what I mean? Or Tonage, the Scorp. Sorry, I just want to stay with Tim the Tat. You know what? You know what I mean? I was making a joke, and
I
obviously
mean, if you want
nobody
to
thought
look
it
at
was
like
funny.
one of the first people to go to YouTube, as far as like one of like the bigger innovators, it was definitely Courage. Like he was one of the first people that like saw what YouTube gaming could be, and he was like, "Yeah, I want to go over there."
Well, he also knows Fwiz, so and Fwiz is in charge of gaming over at YouTube. So
Yeah, Fwiz is crazy now. He's
yeah,
got he went from casting at MLG to now he's like literally like the head of YouTube gaming.
literally, yeah,
It's crazy.
he's one of those success stories, you know. One of the
And he's
success.
technically on Optic too, so
And then by the time YouTube try to get where Twitch is, Twitch will probably be ahead in another area. Exactly. Like it's one of those things. Like they're playing catch up right now, and that's one thing that's really hard to do, especially in the internet, because when you try to play catch up to something that's so far ahead already, like they're still growing. They're still
yeah, and the internet
making
moves
better.
so fast too.
Yeah. Yeah, like if you like that's one thing. Like if you notice, like that's one of the things, like if you don't realize how fast the internet moves, like take this for example, right? TikTok. Trends on TikTok, they'll be around for like a week or two and then they're gone.
Yeah, like it'll blow up, and in like 2 weeks, everybody will be like, "Oh, you still watch that?"
Oh, you're making that video? You're a little late, buddy. You know, and then you'll see the fall of the meta, aka Facebook. Yeah, like Facebook, I feel like if it weren't for like old people, I feel like Facebook wouldn't be a thing. You know what I mean? Like I'm on there, but
Yeah,
I'm
if like old people didn't exist and people that only keep in touch with their families on like Facebook, I think Facebook would be dead.
yeah, because
Because
it's
like
really
nobody that's
not
under the age of like 30 uses it.
like on a consistent basis. Like I go on Facebook, but I like to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender memes, and there's a really good Facebook group that I'm in, and oh my god, they're so good. They are like creme de la creme of
Oh yeah,
Avatar: The
the
Last Airbender
Facebook
memes.
groups are definitely one of the best parts.
That's probably like one of the main reasons why it's still around. But Facebook groups
But then you
and
also have
memes.
Facebook groups that are just filled with old people.
Streaming wise, they only have because they pass a check to creators. Yeah, like they're streaming, like Facebook streaming. I feel like is kind of like the only reason why I get so we went over this the like what was it when we were talking about like Trovo and Twitch and everything like and like the difference of
Yeah, we did
viewership.
that whole like stream service breakdown thing.
Yeah, we did. And the thing is like the only reason why Facebook gaming has so many is because you've got the old people on Facebook. You know what I mean? You've got these 30-some-year-old gamers, you know, scrolling through Facebook, looking at like baby pictures from someone they went to high school with. Then a stream pops up, and they're like, "Oh, I'll watch it," but they only watch it for like a little bit. But like the user base is so big compared to Twitch and compared to YouTube.
I
Actually, YouTube
mean, I
users,
mean, Facebook has like, it's got to have like, they they got to be coming up on like 10 billion users.
yeah, and you know they get paid a pretty penny. You know what I mean? When you get you know partnered, you get that little check from Facebook. You're like, that's some money.
Yeah, it don't
I'll
matter how
stay over
many
here.
views you got, you're gonna be making money.
Yeah, like it's one of those things. It's like kind of like a trade off. You know what I mean? You're gonna get 30-year-old creeps. I mean, you'll get 30-year-old creeps on Twitch too, but that's not the point.
When you go into like the whole thing about like when we were talking about Twitch versus YouTube, it's like you don't watch Twitch for videos, you watch Twitch for streams. You don't watch YouTube for streams, you watch YouTube for videos. You don't watch Facebook for either of those.
Literally, you go on Facebook to look at the Christmas pictures that people took and the
Yeah,
I
you don't
miss
wait
my
for, I mean,
mom.
there's videos on Facebook, but you don't wait for creators to upload
Mm-mm.
videos on Facebook.
No, you don't. You scroll through Facebook and you're like, what's everybody up to? You know what I mean? It's like one of those things with Instagram. You're like, what's everybody up to? You know, like it's one of those things. It's kind of like you gotta kind of like, and the same thing with like Twitter. Like you're like, oh my god, this person posts a tweet every day at 2 p.m. No, that's not. You don't do that with like. You don't do that with
That
those
could
ones.
work if they did a good job monetizing, but I don't think Twitter could be like a video service.
No, like there's like fleets, right? And then I like the fact that they added
Fleets are
spaces.
dead.
Fleets are dead. I like the fact that they added spaces, like Twitter spaces. Like I
Yeah,
like
spaces
them.
are really cool. I really like those.
But that's mainly because like you're not with Discords. When you're in a lot of Discords, like things get lost. But with Twitter Spaces, like they pop up when you're on your phone, like right at the top with like where the fleets are,
Yeah, they pop up at the top, and that's like perfect.
and it's just like it's literally just like Discord, getting in a Discord call with a bunch of people, but it's like more controlled than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
because you can control who listens and who speaks and all that, and you have to
yeah.
request to speak and all that.
And the thing is like you can see like you can be like even if like someone you know is in a Twitter space, like say like like I'm in a Twitter space of like this really big creator that Deception doesn't follow or anything, they'll still see that I'm in the Twitter space. You know
That's
what I
what's
mean?
happened before.
Yeah, that's what happened before.
That happened with the guys that we're not going to talk about because their org exploded.
Their org freaking tanked. Their
I don't
org
even think
was
they
like the
exist
Olive
anymore.
Garden bathrooms yesterday.
I think their Twitter is gone. I think their org actually is just non-existent.
No, their org's dead. Like everybody left. We can go into that actually if you guys if you want to in a little bit after we finish talking about how
I
to.
mean, we've talked about it before, but
I don't think we talked about it on the podcast. We're not going to mention
oh
names
yeah,
just
we talked
because I
about it
feel
on
like
stream.
that's not like correct. But like, when it comes to, you know, but anyway, let's continue this and we'll talk about that later. Anywho, so, but like, when it comes to like Twitter Spaces and stuff like that, like that's a good. I think that's one of the best things that Twitter's done with their upgrades to Twitter that they've made.
I think the super follows has potential too.
Yeah, but I don't know. I it's just like the amount of
That's
people that
gonna
have
be
'em.
that super follow thing is probably gonna be like a big creator thing. It's gonna
Yeah,
be like how YouTube works. You're only gonna super follow the super big people.
yeah. You're not gonna super follow like the tonages of Twitch. You know what I mean? Like the tonages of
Yeah,
Twitter.
if we got super follows activated on our account, we probably wouldn't get a whole lot of people.
It'd be like maybe like 2 people. But that's okay. I mean, like it's like it's not that big of a deal. I mean, if those people that are making their money, they get that money, get
I
that
mean,
bag.
Twitter's not really the place I'm looking to monetize things.
Nah.
I mean, like maybe videos, but
Yeah. So like, but Twitter's more of like a place to be like. Twitter's definitely a communication and a funnel app. You know what I mean? Like that's one of the apps
yeah.
at the top of your funnel that you use to go to other places. It's like, hey, I posted a YouTube video. Hey, I'm live on Twitch. You know what I mean? But you can't just post that. You have to have some more like pizzazz to it.
You gotta have some engagement in your tweets.
Yeah, like I mean, when I was like real deep into being a Twitter fiend, when I wasn't really streaming a lot, like my tweets, they were all over the place. You know what I mean? Like even now, like, got some Avatar Last Airbender stickers for Christmas. Time to sticker bomb the PC finally? Question mark. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like I used to, some of my tweets like would go from like depressing to like, I feel like eating a sandwich. Like it was
Well,
all
see,
over the
that's the
place.
thing about Facebook too, is like I remember when I was like in middle school and Facebook was actually cool. Uh I would see any kind of post from somebody posting pictures to some kid that I knew saying I have to pee. I
Yeah,
was like, okay. I was like, you didn't have to post that, but okay.
yeah. It's like one of those
I'm
things.
glad we
It's
all know.
just scrolling through like. Yeah, like sometimes like I just post about like gaming, and then sometimes I post about some real life stuff, and then you kind of have to have like a good balance. You know what I mean? Unlike Twitter, but it definitely is a funnel. It's a funnel app. Same thing with like Instagram. I feel and TikTok. Okay, TikTok is kind of like one of those things. You know what I mean? Like if you blow up, then yeah, like you can monetize there, and you can funnel to TikTok. Like oh, go watch my latest TikTok. Oh, like come watch my live on TikTok. Like I feel like the TikTok is like a very. It was a fluke, kinda. It was one of those like, no one expected it to be as big as it is because everyone's on TikTok. There's very few
Yeah,
people that I
TikTok
know.
just blew up.
There are very few people that I know that aren't on TikTok.
I mean, and TikTok was literally like a light switch. Like it wasn't there, and then it's there.
Than it was. You know what I mean?
like,
I've been on
like I
TikTok.
literally had never heard of it. I never heard somebody say, "Yo, you should get on TikTok." Like it's like it just started. Like it was like there's no TikTok, and then TikTok's everywhere.
Well, the thing is because before TikTok, it was Musically, right? And that was like a whole different thing. I was on Musically personally. Did I make any Musicallys? Yes. Are we ever gonna watch them? No. They do not
Yeah,
exist
we should
anymore.
do
No.
that.
But no. I don't even think I could find them if I wanted to. I probably could, but we're not gonna go into that.
Like
Anywho.
Vine. That's like Vine. Everything's gone.
Well, not everything's gone. I mean, like the good
I know Taylor
ones.
tweeted about that. She was like, "I wish I could find my old Vines," and I was like, "Yeah."
I never made any vines. I just watched mine. And now I just like last night with Chris and I were eating dinner, and we were just watching Vines on my phone and laughing hysterically. Like that's like the perfect night. You know what I mean? Like that's like something that people do now is they just watch compilations of Vine. And then people also watch compilations of TikToks. You know what I mean? TikToks from like a year ago.
I just like
TikToks.
watching compilations of anything.
Yeah, like clip
Anything that I
compilations.
like or anything I found interesting, if there's a compilation for it, I'm watching
Yeah. Like, you know what? There's a compilation that I used to watch all the time. It was like cat compilations of like when someone would drop a cucumber next to a cat and they would like
Oh, that
jump.
was fantastic.
I would watch those all the time and I would burst in laugh every single time. And that was really good for me. Really good for me.
Honestly, like, it's not really popular, but I think we need to try to popularize it again. We need to like get stream highlights videos back on the map because those were
Um,
so good.
Actually, I'm thinking about doing a 2021 highlight. I'm not sure yet though.
Dude, stream highlights videos. I remember when people would post them, like when Courage would post stream highlights videos, and like when all kinds of people would post stream highlights videos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, it was so
See,
good.
Kaz has been doing them. I mean, I've been doing them Deception, and yeah, he was like buzzer beaters and stuff like that with like basketball. Like that's pretty
Yeah,
like
dude,
like famous, most famous buzzer beaters and stuff like that. Literally, as you said that though, Deception about highlights. I literally like was scrolling through Twitter and I saw Kaz post about how he's doing a 2021 highlight. So
yeah, dude. I'm just saying, like, I know that they haven't really been a thing for a while, but like, I personally like, I think stream highlights are fantastic.
yeah, I think so too. I feel like you have to do them right though. I mean, like you can't just
Yeah, you definitely have to do them right. You can't just compile clips together. But
yeah, like I feel like when last year in like early fall when FaZe did their Phase 5, there were so many clip compilations because that was like the first challenge was to do like a minute phase like a minute clip compilation and then like you'd have to answer questions, right?
yeah,
And like there were so many and there were some of them were like bangers, you know what I mean? Like they were pretty fucking awesome. Pardon my French, but they were pretty freaking good. And so like I miss that. Like I personally want to do more highlights, but at the same time, it's like one of those things. It's like not many people do them anymore. So like if I did do them, would the Deceptions of the world watch them? That miss stream compilations or
you can't use that example because you know I'm gonna watch them.
well, I know you're gonna watch mine as I would watch yours, but that's just because we support each other's content. But gotta support the homies.
Yeah, but I support your content, but at the same time, I genuinely enjoy it.
That's just because I'm an entertainer. No.
I mean, but like what I'm saying is like, yeah, I support it because you're the homie. But at the same time, if I randomly discovered your content at the level it's at, I would still watch it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I've been thinking about it, but we'll see. I don't know. I feel like we're just going so we're just like topic jumping like crazy right now.
It's fun though.
Yeah, I like topic jumping. I like when we go into a podcast and we start with one thing
We
and
haven't
just like
really.
talk about shit.
Well, see, the thing is we didn't really have topics for this,
No, we just like
and that's that kind of this whole like what I've been saying about the beauty of a podcast. I think we're discovering it now.
yeah. Well, the thing is like as time goes on, we'll get better of like staying on track with a certain topic. But if you guys have ever listened to me tell a story, I topic jump a lot. Like I'll be like, yo, like I ran into this person today. And I was like, oh my God, the last time I ran into this person, this happened. And it's just because I say things as I remember them. Like I don't have a filter when I'm telling a story because I'm trying to get everything out. So like when I tell stories to Riz, she'll be like, Hannah, you're digressing. You're getting off topic. And I'm like, oh, sorry. And then I'll get back on topic. You know what I mean? Like I'm a very colorful storyteller. I get into all the
Very
detail.
colorful storyteller.
I get into all the detail.
Well, I mean, if you want to get on a topic, do we want to talk about the org imploding?
Oh yeah, we can talk about that now. So there's this org that Deception and I followed, mainly because they did a lot of Twitter spaces and they were giving they would have some people that would give us some pretty valuable
Well, they were good.
they were giving us some pretty valuable valuable information. Oh my god, I couldn't say that word for the life of me.
They were good.
And they were good. They were like, I would come out with like a page of notes that I was taking. Like I would take notes during these because I really, but they would bring in like, creators from like outside the organization, creators that they have in the organization, and they would
That
tell
was
us.
really the first bonding time that Tone and I had as
Yeah.
we'd watch the spaces.
We would be chilling, and like I'd be like laying on my bed on my phone, like with my earbuds in, and I'd be like texting Deception as we're like listening to the space.
Yeah, we're just sitting there like together, just listening.
And I'd be
to
like,
it.
and then I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna ask a question, and then I'd like raise my hand, and then like they'd pull me up to speaker, and I'd ask a question, and they answer, and etc. etc. Right? But I feel like. So yeah. Anyway, so this org was one of the fastest growing orgs in esports. Like they were doing what they were doing pretty freaking good. Like they were growing pretty fast, and they were a Fortnite org, so like it makes sense, right? But but so like, but the thing is like it doesn't matter what game you're doing. Like you can learn about creating content from either way. Anywho, I'm getting off track. So so we were in these spaces, so we got familiar with the members of the org itself, the owners, because the owners would host the spaces, right?
Yeah.
And they would be the ones to host it. And so we got familiar with them. Like I've had some chats with them in the spaces, so like I got to know them pretty well. Not like super well, like we weren't homies or anything, like we weren't friends, but like I knew quite a bit about them, like how they, where they came up. I followed them and whatnot. But so there were some accusations that came around that were true that they didn't do anything about, and then it all came out and they didn't say anything.
They didn't do anything. They tried to repress
They tried to repress.
They were like, yo, you don't need to talk about
like,
this.
Oh, don't talk about it. We're not gonna help you, so
they
don't
said
talk
that
about
it
it.
would hurt the org.
Yeah, it would hurt the image of the org. Well, it turns out not talking about it hurt the image of the org even more. But like I feel like that's a lesson to be learned for a lot of other people, especially like org owners on like a smaller scale. If stuff like that happens, you have to kind of like jump on it, you know what I mean? Like you have to, there's a certain point where you have to be like, numbers don't matter, because at the same time, like you could have someone with amazing numbers, right? But if they do something, say they say something that's like really freaking whack. Oh, speaking of which, we can talk about this with sense. Okay, this is kind of like a trending topic right now. Thorin is doing pretty much this right now.
Thorin
we're gonna talk about Thorin, right?
Not Thorin again.
He right now he is trending on Twitter, and he is doing the same thing to himself. Essentially, he is messing it up. So if Thorin is tied to anything, they need to cut him out, and they need to deal with it. They need to make a statement. I don't know much about Thorin, but if he's tied to anything,
Thorin knows how to do is go on Twitter and rant about things.
Yeah. So so if he were like tied to an org or something, as an org owner, you would get rid of him, make a statement, move on. You know what I mean? And that's what that one org that like lost itself in a day didn't do. They didn't remove the person from the org. None of that. When it happened. So, they so yeah. I feel like I don't know if there was a point to that story.
Well, Tone, did you check Twitter?
No, I did not.
Look at Twitter.
Oh my god, guys. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this on stream on the podcast because this just made me smile so big. Yo, I want to say a big thank you to Aaron because, dude, Aaron, bro, thank you so much for tweeting about the podcast. I'm glad you are enjoying our conversations. And if you guys do enjoy the podcast, please do share it. We do want this to grow, and we want the whole point of Climb Together is that we climb together. We bring more people in to spread this knowledge that we have, that we've learned from other people. In 2022, we're bringing in people on the podcast. We're having official guests. We've got a couple people lined up for the first couple weeks. Actually, the first 2 months of 2022.
There's a lot of exciting stuff happening soon,
Yeah, we've got a lot of things
both
coming on, you
on
know
our
what I mean?
personal sides and on the podcast.
You know what I mean? Like we have a lot of insight. I mean, we're not like big streamers or anything, but I've been around streaming for a long time. Like I've, not a long time, but I've been around streaming for a lot, and when I like something, I learn a lot about it. And then I love streaming, so I learn a lot about it. And, so the main goal of this podcast is to, introduce people to um certain different aspects that they never really, certain different like opinions and point of views that they've never really thought about before, and some tips and tricks and stuff like that. So that
Well,
means a
see, the
lot.
thing is like you just gotta have the you just gotta have the vision. Like if you, it doesn't matter how big you are. If you have the vision, you just have to execute it,
Yeah, like it's
and
one of those things. It's like
stuff will come.
that's why like with 2022, like I'm really excited to see what this year has entailed, because this is the year that I'm gonna put all this to practice. I mean, and
Yep.
so I can finally show you guys that this stuff actually works.
Yep.
Um, because personally, like I've known this for a long time. I've never actually put it to practice because I haven't had the time, because I've been
Same.
working, school, you know, other stuff. But now I'm just working and,
Yeah.
doing this. So when I'm not working and I'm doing this, and when I'm not doing this, I'm sleeping or hanging out with my girlfriend. So
I mean, same though. Like, well, aside from the girlfriend, that I'm working on that. But, but like, I've had to have watched like that, like thousands of hours of content, and I just like, I feel like I know what I want to do. I just have to execute it.
yeah. Like,
I think it's time to work on that.
well, and you just started streaming like 6 months ago, so like you took you took the first step that a lot of people don't take, and I feel like
Yeah,
that's one of the thing that like separates content creators from content consumers, is taking that first step. Is because a lot of people don't take that first step. They're like, I want to create so bad, and I think I told you that. Like, I'm like, you just need to take the first step, especially with YouTube. I'm gonna be on your ass about it.
that's
I'm gonna be
literally what
on
you
you
told me.
about this one, okay, bro? I'm gonna be on you about YouTube this year. You are starting YouTube this year. I don't
Trust
care.
me, I want to do it. I want to do it. It's it's the same thing about streaming. It's like I want to do it. I just gotta.
You have
And
to do
it's like
it.
what we talked about with like last night, and we can talk about it now with like consistency is like, because you talked about how like sometimes people stream until like sometimes people do one thing until they feel comfortable and they start doing another thing after that. That's what I did. Like I didn't want to just stream and do YouTube and be overwhelmed. So it's like I've been streaming for a while. I know that I can do that in a good time frame and still have a lot of time left over. So now it's like, yeah, I'll start YouTube and then because I'm comfortable with streaming, so now it's time to expand.
Yeah, like that's one of the things though. It's like with consistent. So my goal for 2022 is usually people like usually streamers and content creators, they set like number goals, right? That's what I've been doing for a long time, and I think that's one mindset that I think people really need to change, is they need to stop setting number goals for themselves, because you can't control who follows you. You can't control the volume of who follows you, right? You can only control what you put out, right?
That's true.
So so like I'm gonna get into this. So this is the reason why I didn't make a number goal for myself. Personally, I do have some number goals. Like I do want to like like hit 1,000 on YouTube, so I can be a YouTube like partner or whatever. And I
Yep.
want to grow my stream, obviously, but I mean you can't just do the same thing you're doing and expect different results. That's the definition of
Yep.
insanity, literally. So when it comes to my goal this year, I was like, okay, what's one thing that I haven't been doing that's been really like kicking my butt as far as like growth? And that one thing is consistency. I'm a very inconsistent when it comes to different things. Like I don't post to YouTube very consistently. I mean, I have been recently because like I'm trying to like, build the consistency. I've been trying to build the consistency with streaming, and I have
Hey, at
been.
least you have at least one upload per week.
Yeah, that's better than I've been doing. So that's one thing that's consistent. I'm building a consistency. I have one upload a week, and I'm trying to like build on that. And the thing is you have to be consistently consistent. Or if you're consistently inconsistent, that's one of the things. You have to build a consistency. Like, you there's two different types of consistency. There's consistency of quantity, and there's a consistency of quality. And that's one thing that Deception and I talked about last night. Is personally, I'm going for the consistency of quantity, because if I went for the consistency of quality, I would never upload. I would never upload because I
Well,
have such
and that's the thing about like when we in the past when we talked about when I showed you the Chrism videos, like that's what he said. It's like, yeah, your stuff is probably not going to be nearly as good now as it will be in like 5 years. So just upload a bunch of stuff.
yeah. So I'm going for the quantity more than the quality, because I feel like as time goes on, your quality will improve. That's part of like growing as a creator. Like,
That's just how it works.
yeah, like as you do it
that's
more,
just the
your
evolution.
quality of content will, you know, grow. And so my goal as for 2022 is to be consistent. And so I can't just like off the bat just do, you know, stream the same. I'm going like what, I stream like 4 or 5 days a week, right? Stream 4 or 5 days a week, upload 3 times a week, upload to TikTok every day, upload to this every day, you know, tweet six or 7 tweets a day. Like, I can't just all of a sudden go from not doing anything to doing all of it, because that's very overwhelming, and that'll burn you out. That'll burn you out as a creator. And I've done that to myself before. So like that's what I did in the beginning of 2021, is I burnt myself out. And then I took that break over summer and when I was working to kind of take a break from streaming. And I'm kind of like, I hit a reset, and so like now I'm back. And I don't want to burn out again. And so now I'm pretty much just streaming and uploading to YouTube a couple times a week, maybe at least once. And I've built like a set of consistency. And once you build a consistency, you get into a rhythm and things get easier to do. You know, the 5-hour streams don't feel like 5 hours anymore. They feel like 3.
That's exactly what happened with me.
Yeah, like
I just wanted to get to where I was comfortable and I felt like I could do something else. And now I do.
and the thing is with like editing, right? That's one of those things. It's very, if you edit yourself, like if you edit your videos yourself, it gets pretty taxing, because you know, you have to, if you just get into it and you don't find a rhythm with, you know, editing 3 videos a week is going to be very difficult. It's going to take up a lot of your time. It's going to take up a lot of your mental energy. But if you edit, you know, say a video a week, right? That's not too bad. For some people it might be, but for me personally, I've been editing for like 4 years, so like it's not too bad.
For me, it sounds daunting because I've never done
Yeah,
editing
so for him
before.
it sounds daunting. So like maybe like once every other week to start out, you know what I mean? But you know, he's got me, so like I can edit for him, you know.
That's what I was gonna say. That's why I have you, and there's a potential that you might be my editor.
So, you know, like that's one of those things, like, so like that's why, like, personally, like, I want to build myself up to like, I have this base, right, of streaming, and I'm finally back in my rhythm. I have found a consistency with streaming, so now I can find a consistency elsewhere. As long as you have to, when you expand your when you expand the amount of content that you're like creating, you have to make sure it's not affecting the main thing that you were focusing on to begin with. Like, as long as my YouTube editing doesn't interfere with my streaming, then I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, I think that that's probably the best way to go about it, is like,
And that's where I want to get to at some point.
yeah, so like if you feel like you can take on more, but if it gets to the point where like you can't do the other stuff you were already doing, then you shouldn't expand any more than what you're doing. It's one of those things, like practice makes progress, right? It doesn't make perfect, it makes progress. And the more you do something, the better you get at it. So editing, instead of taking you 3 hours to edit a 10-minute video, it might take you 2. Therefore, you have an extra hour to do something else. You know what I mean? And if you feel like, oh, well, I'll spend that hour networking, or that's also a very important part. Networking to growth, very important. Anywho, I digress.
I'd like to think I did a good job of that.
It's all about storytelling, that too. But shoot, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so like you have to build on your consistency, and if you build too much too fast, and you're like, your base gets a little uneven, and your base will start to crumble a little bit, and you don't want that. You want to build a strong base. It's like a tower, you know what I mean? Like, you want to build a strong base, and right now my base is streaming. Then the next level of the base is YouTube. And if you build those slowly, they'll be sturdy, so you can continue to add more and more on top of it. So 1, you don't burn yourself out. 2, the stuff you were already doing gets easier to do because you've been doing it, right?
Yep.
Like editing, like if I were to edit the videos I edit now, like 2 years ago, and try to do them every day, like, probably could have done it, maybe because I didn't have a life, but It would be
Maybe
very
'cause I didn't have
taxing
a
on me
life.
mentally because I'd be sitting there editing for 5 hours a day just to get one video out every time I wanted to get a video out, right? So it's like you gotta have to build yourself into. You have to create a system that works for you. You have to play around with different things. You're not going to be able to just go into it and succeed right off the bat and be able to just continually add and add and add and add and add.
Yep.
That's not how it works. Also, I really have to use the bathroom. So Deception, you can like take the next like 2 minutes. Okay, I'll be back.
I will make my best attempt. So basically, what Tone is saying is exactly how I want to do it. Like I started streaming in June, and at first it was slightly daunting, but it got easier. And the easier it got, the more I wanted to expand. But I just had to make sure I was comfortable with it. Like I didn't want to stream for 4, 5, 6 hours a day and then try to upload YouTube videos all the time, and then it would like get taxing. So, I've been streaming for like 6 months now, and now I think it's like the time where I can get into YouTube and I can, start uploading videos and hopefully be successful off of that too. Because, like we talked about, it's like a funnel thing, and like I'll talk about it when Tone gets back more, but uh my idea is to funnel all the YouTube stuff into Twitch because then you would be somewhat equally successful on both platforms.
What he said.
Yeah, well, okay. So I was going to talk about this when you got back. So my idea, and I think it would work if I executed it right,
Mm-hmm.
is funneling people from YouTube into Twitch. Because on YouTube, since it's short form content, you're just watching a video and you're not watching a stream most of the time, you are going to attract more people naturally because more people are just going to watch videos. So if I had good videos and good content and I was promoting my stream, there's a greater potential for people to watch me on stream. And then that just increases everything from views to revenue to everything.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those things like and I don't think people understand it. Like you can bring people from other platforms. That's kind of how you build your discoverability because discoverability on like Twitch isn't as great as it could be. Obviously, like I mean, it's gotten better. I think.
Is a lot better than it is on YouTube.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. It's like if you type in the Climb Together podcast on YouTube, it is the first thing that pops up. You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
But if you type in gaming podcasts, there's a lot of them. You know what I mean? So us like promoting it on Twitter and doing it on Twitch and like it grows our views a little bit more than it would if we just uploaded the podcast per se.
Literally, Tone, I just looked it up. And outside of an ad about how to start a podcast, we are the first 5 results that comes up.
Hell yeah, we are.
And the playlist is in there too.
Hell yeah. But like that's one of those things is like you have to like if it weren't for us like promoting it on like Twitter and stuff like if we were just like to just dry upload, it's actually an experiment I'm doing. I'm making a Minecraft channel that I'm gonna tell no one about. I'm not gonna post
Oh
it.
well.
Well, I just told you guys about
just
it.
ruined
I
it.
just told you guys about it. But that's
Time to cut
I'm
that part.
edit it out. I'm just kidding. But no, I'm gonna make a Minecraft channel. Right? I'm not gonna tell anyone the name, and I'm just gonna upload to it once or twice, like once a week at first. You know, because you gotta build the consistency. Because if I just start doing it every day like I want to, I'm gonna burn out. But you know, I want to upload to it like at least once or twice a week for the entirety of 2022, and I want to see how much it grows. And it is Minecraft, so it is a very big game, so it could go either way.
You have a lot of potential there.
But I do want to see how it goes because at the same time, like the name is kind of similar to mine. I'm kind of leaking it all, but anyway, so the name is kind of similar to mine. So you know,
Go figure.
yeah. But
Tone leaking.
I know
Yeah.
I literally leak all the time.
Tone and leaking, name a better duo.
So people could find out that it's me, you know, if I tag it in a certain way. But at the same time, like, you know, maybe
Make
not.
sure it's not associated with your channels on YouTube.
Yeah, like I don't have it linked anywhere. I don't have it linked to a single place. This is the first time I mentioned it to anyone other than Riss. So I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna see what I can do with it. I'm not gonna mention it at all for the rest of 2022. And at the end of 2022, on the podcast, I'm gonna go over the growth of it. Just naturally on YouTube as far as videos go. I'm not gonna stream on it. I'm not gonna do anything else to that. I'm just gonna upload Minecraft videos. And we'll see how it goes.
Better be watching them. I want to watch them.
Yeah, but that would defeat the point, Deception. Would defeat the
Well, you can at least send me the link so I can watch them.
Okay. I'll send you a link and that's it.
I won't promote it.
But yeah, so that's gonna be like one of my like side projects. 22. We'll see how it goes. Will I do it? We'll see. Will I keep consistent with it? We'll see. But that's the goal.
Just don't make it too hard on yourself.
I can't be trusted. I am not going to. It's one of those things. I'm not gonna. That's like the beauty of like Minecraft. Like it's the thing is I'm gonna like. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a day, and I'm gonna record for like 5 hours, a bunch of different videos, and I'm gonna edit said 5 different videos, and then I'll upload them and like do the thumbnails and the stuff like that, and I'll set them to upload once a week, right? So I don't have to worry about it for like the next 5 weeks. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be one of those things. It'll be like a something that's doing it, something that's happening, but I'm not doing anything with it. I just do it like for a couple, like, you know, for a day, once a month. See how it goes.
Yup.
Yeah, at the end of the day, who gives a crap? You know what I mean? Like, at least I went for it. At least I gave it a shot. You know what I mean? And if anything comes of it, anything comes. It's like a little experiment. That's what it is. It really is an experiment. You know, because you see a lot of these like, and especially like Minecraft. Like sometimes like people blow up. So I'm gonna try to put like all this stuff to practice on like a new channel and see how it goes. Because there's like, how many subscribers does this channel have currently? This channel currently has 10 subscribers. That's it. So that's the starting point. It's 10 subscribers. It does has quite. It has. I've made some videos on it before. I've been on this channel before, right?
Oh, I already know what the channel is then.
Shit.
I think I'm a subscriber.
Fuck. No, but I had some, you know, I have some like videos on this already, and you know, I like one of them has the latest one I've posted maybe has 11 views. There's one that has like 35 views, 1 view, like the views on this channel are not the greatest.
Yeah, I see it.
You found it? Damn it to me. Damn it to me.
It's on your featured channels
Oh,
on YouTube.
Fudge nuggets. I did it to myself. Hold on. Hold, please. Oh my god, I just saw you subscribe. Oh my god. Deception. Ah.
Now you went up to 12 subscribers. Somebody else subscribed.
Oh my god, what the frick? I shouldn't have said anything. My channel.
Wait, what? What?
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
No, everybody
Move
knows.
section. Oh shoot. Oh, I'm getting rid of it. I'm getting rid of it.
Take all the uploads down.
It's gone. No. Shoot, bro. I just spoiled my own plan, literally. Tamanga, bro. You guys weren't supposed to follow. Oh, how do I get rid of featured channels? I don't know what I'm saying. Well, now you guys know.
Nobody go back and watch this part of the podcast.
Now it's 12 subscribers.
I need to clip that. Hone and leaking. Name a better duo.
Literally. Oh man, how do I get rid of it? How do I get rid of it? Oh, why did I do this to myself?
I thought I'd seen this before. I thought I knew what the chat. When you said it was like it was already a thing, I was like, oh, I know what it is.
App. Damn it. Anywho, you guys can participate if you want. I don't know.
Twitter one time.
I think I might have too. But that was before I wanted to do it.
Maybe people have forgotten about it.
Who knows? But anywho, that's the channel. It's featured on my channel. If you guys want to sub, I don't care. But you know, I'm gonna see if I can get in like some new people, some growth, and see how it goes on with it.
That's so funny.
But yeah, that's my goal. I just want to see like I want to prove like consistency can do you wonders even if you don't promote it elsewhere. So I just promoted it on accident, but that's not the point. The point. I do this to myself every freaking time. God. Anywho, changing topics now because I'm mad at myself.
Oh my
So angry at myself now. Oh my god.
god. Oh. Man, we've been going at this for over an hour now.
I know. So let's do questions real quick and then we'll wrap it up. So let me pull back up the questions from. We got one question from Mr. Burner. He's not here, so he won't be able to hear it until later. But we did get a question on the last episode of the podcast. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the chats below and we'll answer them real quick. We're gonna answer this one real quick just because it was one of the first ones. Wow, you asked a question. What type of expansion are you guys thinking about doing? That's literally what it was. Just doing more to TikTok, and then we're gonna start bringing guests on the podcast.
I mean, I've entertained some other ideas.
Oop.
But I know I told Tone about one and she didn't know if we were ready for it yet, but I think we need to do it eventually.
Tell me about it. Because I don't remember. Okay, so we do have a question from Mr. Burner on the last YouTube video. It is with this.
I'm gonna DM it to you because I don't leak.
So he said, with Dr. Disrespect and the creation of the Midnight Society, what types of games would y'all hope to see other than BRs come of that project? I'd like to see some story mode games personally. Oh, yeah. Eventually, I think. Maybe.
I can almost guarantee you they're gonna make a VR. I guarantee you that's
well, there's definitely gonna be VR, but he said other than a VR. Other than BRs. So
other than a BR, I don't know. I mean,
Deception is on petty mode. That's
story mode games are cool, but like I'm not a story mode guy. So
I am.
VR
I
is
want to
cool with me.
see. I want to see like a VR game. I want to see a story mode game, but that's my personal.
I do think that that studio has tons of potential.
Yeah, it does. Like
They just gotta do it. It's like Deviation Games. It's like they're on the same level. Like they have tons of potential. I just hope they can execute. And I'm pretty confident, considering, especially if they're making a BR. Like Doctor Disrespect worked at Sledgehammer for a few years, and he was a map designer, so he understands how to make a good COD map.
he does.
I mean, he's the reason why we had so many good maps in AW.
True. Part of the reason, not the entire reason, but part. Indeed.
I mean, Rambo was there too.
True. But I think they have a lot of potential. I think when they get their hiring done, they're currently still like working on filling out their team, obviously. So I feel like with more of that coming through, but I don't know. I once they have a more of team, I can figure out like can kind of gauge what kind of team they have, what kind of games they'll make based on the team. Because currently, like, I mean, if you look at like their announcements, they're not like the best, and they're okay. I mean,
well, it's the same thing with like Deviation Games, because Deviation Games got revealed earlier this year at E3.
Yeah.
And at the time, I think they only had like 20 or 30 employees.
Like, let's take a look at. I'm gonna take a look at the website right now. Like the website's kind of cool.
They got partnered with Sony, so that was huge. So now they're technically a AAA company. And I think I watched a video from like a week or so ago because Jason Blundell was talking about it, and I think they're up to like 110 employees right now, so they're growing.
Yeah, I
And
feel like
I think that Doc's whole development team has the potential for that too.
yeah, I feel like they just based on like their website, like I like the way that it looks, and like I like how they have like it's a good setup. I mean, it's not like the best, but I feel like give it like another month, I think, and then we'll be able to really gauge on like how good the games are gonna be. But I really do want to see like a good FPS from them and
Honestly, like
like
I just hope that I hope that they just give updates and that they're as transparent as they possibly can be.
yeah,
Because that's something that is lacking in most development teams.
yeah,
And that's like
transparency,
part of the reason
listening.
why some of the like smaller games are so good is because they're so transparent about stuff.
All right, question. What other secret information can you leak and tell us? Nothing. That's literally all I can leak. I don't have anything.
Really? You don't have anything else to leak?
No, because
I
other
mean, I
stuff.
could say some stuff, but then I'm leaking.
Well, the thing is, like, I could leak some other stuff, but like I've signed like NDA, made picky promises. I
I
don't
mean,
break
you
those.
kind of leaked some stuff on the stream last night. So
About.
somebody coming on the podcast soon,
Oh, yeah,
maybe before something that we talked about earlier
yeah.
starts.
I mean, he knows about it though. So I can't really leak it to him because he was there. We were talking about it.
But yeah, but nobody else was there.
True. Anywho, I don't know. That might have been a leak itself. I don't even. Anywho, um,
I don't know. That was I'm good at making things vague enough to where it's not a leak.
I'm not. But yeah, we're definitely gonna start having some to wrap this up. I mean, we've been going for this has been a long podcast episode. Like one of the long I think this is
It's been
longest
a
what we've
good
done.
podcast
But to
episode.
wrap this up, we have some things planned for 2022. We're gonna start bringing out some guests, some official guests, not just bringing on someone for 15 minutes like we did with Mr. Brenner, but we're gonna start bringing out some official guests and hopefully, you know, like some creators that'll give you guys some a little bit more insight with the Climb Together podcast aspect of it, and you know, just a bunch of other different things. Like we're gonna really you know, we're gonna put a lot of what we're saying to practice ourselves to give you guys a little bit more uh to give it a little bit more like sustainability to our what we're saying to you guys.
That's the
So
plan.
we want to show you guys that it actually does work. So that's what we're doing personally. I'm excited for what this new year has to bring. I hope you guys have some goals set. If you do, you know, comment them down below on the YouTube video or even put them in chat right now. I don't know. Whatever you feel like is best. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of the podcast. I hope it was good for you. It was a little all over the place. We were supposed to have a guest today, but they had to cancel, so it's all good. Happens sometimes. Life is, you know, life. When are we getting cams? When Deception does a face reveal. So if you guys want a cammed Climb Together podcast, get Deception to do a face reveal, and we will.
Yep. That's on y'all, not
Yeah,
me.
it is on you.
It's not on me.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not just
Anywho,
gonna do it with no hype.
well,
That's not how
yeah,
that works.
well, yeah, but anywho, all sad and sad. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are watching this on Twitch, make sure you follow both my Twitch and Deception the Rapper's Twitch, twitch.tv/Torrance_Scorp, twitch.tv/Deception the Rapper. And if you guys are watching this on YouTube, make sure you go follow our Twitches because, well, we do this live every Wednesday at 12 p.m. EST. On both the channels. Eventually, you know, we'll do maybe a little face reveal and stuff like that. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions for the next podcast, please leave them down below, and we will see you guys next time. Deception, you have anything else to add?
I just think this was a fantastic podcast episode. I think this might be the most genuine podcast episode we've had so far.
Yeah, we just kind of freeballed it today.
That was great. Freeballed it? Okay. All right.
Alrighty, guys. See you guys next time. Peace.